In this video, we're going to be learning about the order of operations using PEMDAS with fractions. So PEMDAS is an acronym that stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. It denotes the steps or the order of operations that we follow whenever we're trying to simplify an algebraic expression. So we start by looking at parentheses and we'll end by looking at subtraction. So for the example that we have here, we're going to start with parentheses. Well, notice that we have parentheses right here. So the parentheses denote that we have to solve whatever is in that first. So inside we actually have subtraction, and there's only subtraction. So that's what we're going to do first. So we're going to have 8 minus 4, and that's going to give us 4. Now we'll add the other information in. Now we can remove the parentheses now that we've solved it. We can add in our other items, so now we're going to have 24 times 3 over 2 plus 6. Now that we've gotten parentheses done, we'll move on to exponents. So our exponents are going to be 4 squared, which is 4 times 4, so that's going to be 16. So we'll put that here. We'll add in our other information that we see, and then we're going to move on to multiplication. Now since we have fractions, we can look at multiplication as the values that we have on top, right? We can always take these numbers, we can put 1 underneath it. So we can go 1 times 16, which will be 16 over 2, minus 24 times 3, which is going to give us 72 over 2, plus 6. Now that we've done multiplication, we'll move on to division. 16 over 2 is going to give us 8, minus 74 over 2, well, that's going to give us 36, and then we'll have 6. So next we're going to do addition, but we can do addition and subtraction at the same time, because what we really want to do is we always want to go from left to right. So if we go from left to right, we're going from 8 minus 36, which is going to give us an answer of negative 28, plus 6. That's going to give us an answer of negative 22, and that will be our final answer. Moving on to the next example, again, we're following PEMDAS. The first thing we do is look at parentheses. Now you'll notice that we have parentheses right here. We have 2 operations of subtraction in it, and then 1 operation of division. So following PEMDAS, it would tell us that we need to do division first, but we can't actually divide this until we simplify this to a single number. So we have to do the subtraction first, or we can think of it, there's actually many parentheses inside of this. So 7 minus 1 would give us 6, over 9 minus 4 would be 5. Now remember, this is going to be in parentheses and it's squared. So since we have this in parentheses and it's squared, that means that we're going to have to take the exponent to both the top and the bottom. If we simplify that, we would get 36 over 25. But if we remember, we actually have another exponent right here. So that's going to be 2 raised to the 3rd power, which means 2 times 2 times 2, which is going to give us 8. So now with all that information, let's try to add this all up. So we're going to have 25 over 18 plus 6 minus 8. Now that we've done exponents, we can do multiplication. Now just like we said for addition and subtraction, you can do them together. Well, the same thing goes for multiplication and division, as long as you're going from left to right. It makes it a little bit easier to do those at the same time because we have some larger numbers here. We can actually cross simplify. 25 over 25 cancels each other out. 36 over 18, that simplifies to 2. So we'd have 2 plus 6 minus 8. Now we're going to do addition and subtraction. We would have 8 minus 8, so our answer would be 0. Now moving on to this example using PEMDAS, you'll notice that we have 3 sets of parentheses. We have this smaller one inside of a larger one, and then we have one down here. So when this happens, we're actually going to take a look at the smaller instance, or the one that's inside, and then the one that's bigger we'll do second, and then we'll do this one separately. So when you have this, if you had another set, or even inside of this, you would follow that. You always start with the innermost parentheses. So doing this one inside here, we have 6 times 2, which is going to give us 12 over 3, and that's cubed. We can simplify this more to even 4 cubed. We can add this additional item in here, and then the other set of fractions inside of our parentheses. And remember that that is squared. Now we can look at the exponents that are within our parentheses. So that's going to be 1 over 4 times 4 cubed, which is going to be 64, minus 10 minus 2 over 5 minus 3 squared. Now we can do multiplication and division inside of it. So 64 over 4 will give us 16 minus, that's going to be 8 over 2 squared. Simplifying that even more, we'd have 16 minus 4 squared, which is going to give us 12 squared. Now let's take a look at this item right here. So it looks like we got parentheses at the bottom, so we'd have 8 squared over 12 minus 4 is going to give us 8, and then that's squared. So we can simplify that. That would be 64 over 64. Simplifying that using division would be a 1. So now we can go back. We have our full set of exponents. So we're going to take a look at 144 plus 1. So our answer, 145.